Oh, oh boy, y'all. Hello, house guests, and welcome to Big Brother coverage at the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, say something gay, and oh boy, my thirst has been quenched. It has been quenched on this here day, y'all. It is day 68 in the Big Brother house. The veto competition ended about an hour ago, and I'm going to catch you up on just a few of the things that have happened since Will's eviction on Thursday night. So much has gone down. We're going to dive into a lot more of this on Monday's recap episode, because I think there's going to be a lot more to discuss then. But I needed to pop on and I needed to give you all a little bit of an update just to hold everything over on the weekend, because baby, this house is still wild and stupid. So we're going to get into it. Before I do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we are here almost all the time giving you almost all things competitive reality TV. And as we wind down for the end of this Big Brother season, we've got plenty of reality TV coming your way with Survivor 49, Amazing Race 38, and Love Island Games starting up very, very soon. So make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know exactly when we are putting out all of our content here at the Cup TV. And make sure to check out all of our other channels. All the links for those are in the description below. You can also find our social media at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And if you want to follow me, that'd be pretty cool as well. And make sure to go get your merch, LanaGCreations.etsy.com. The link is in the description below. We do ship domestically and internationally, so there are no excuses. Go get your merch, and I thank you very much. But also, make sure to check us out. We are seemingly going to be back to our normal, regularly scheduled programming this week. I will be back on Monday to host our Manic Monday recap. There is no episode this week, so it will just be a bigger, more glorified veto meeting update, things like that. Hopefully that we'll have a full panel here to talk about the weekend's festivities, the Vorgan breakup, the whole situation, whatever ends up going down with this veto. I'll talk about it, and everything in between. Jack will be back on Wednesday to host our Waffle Wednesday episode recap for our 2-hour Wednesday episode. That'll be going live right after the Wednesday episode. Brooke will be live here after our 2-hour double eviction episode on Thursday. And we should have another Saturday episode as well if we do have any live feed stuff on Saturday. So stay tuned for that as well. With all of that out of the way, where we left off the last time we were here, Will was evicted by a vote of 3-2. The two being Ava and Kelly voting to keep Will. I'm still sad to see Captain Will go, but it meant that Ashley got to stay in the house, and for that, I am grateful. Feeds came back about 4 hours after the, or at about 10:30 East, or 10:30 Big Brother time. We do, as I predicted in Thursday's eviction recap episode, the HOH comp was Zingbot. Very excited to see that go down on Wednesday's episode. And we do know that the HOH comp was a booth comp with some sort of question answer situation. We know that the competition came down to a tiebreaker between Vince and Kelly. And we found out when the feeds came back on that Vince won HOH. This is his third HOH, and this is the third HOH he didn't really need to win, because this HOH has basically blown up his entire game, and we'll talk about it. But I'm thankful it's not Kelly. Thankful it's not Kelly. So, Yeah, basically, the MO of the weekend between Vince winning HOH and Noms happening is that Kelly was a for sure nominee basically the entire time. As far as I'm concerned, because Vince has been so much of a hot disaster of a human that I'm still not even really exactly sure what all he's doing at this point. Um, but it seems like Kelly is the target currently for Vince. That should be his target, quite honestly and frankly, but that's fine. Um, Ava was considered to be a nominee. Keanu was considered to be a nominee. And Morgan and Ashley were pushing very, very hard for Lauren to go up on the block. And Morgan and Ashley were making great points to Vince as to why Lauren should go up on the block. Because if Vince decided to nominate Ava, Keanu, and Kelly, which, spoiler, he does. He nominates Ava, Keanu, and Kelly. If Lauren were to get picked for the veto and win, which, spoiler again, she gets picked for the veto. I'll talk about the veto winner here in a bit. But if Lauren were to win the veto, she would obviously use the veto on either Ava or Kelly because they are all aligned in this like white woman, whatever alliance that they have. And then Vince would be forced to either put up Morgan or Ashley. And we all know what he would do in that scenario. He would put up Ashley. And then in that scenario, Lauren and whoever she used the veto on would have control over the vote, basically. Um, which is not great. So, not an ideal scenario here. Um, Morgan was doing everything in her power to get Vince to put Lauren up on the block, and Vince was being a baby and a crybaby and a little bitch, and he was on board for it, and then he went and talked to Lauren. And he was trying to convince Lauren to be okay with going up on the block, and Lauren was like, no, no. I just think I would be really upset if I went up on the block, Vince. And so, of course, Vince is like, well, oh God, I don't know what I'm going to do now. So now he's going back to Morgan and telling Morgan, well, I'm not going to do that. So now Morgan is pissed. And Morgan is trying to convince him again to put up Lauren. And now he's really in between a rock and a hard place here. We'll flesh it out more on Monday because there is so much to this conversation that I don't want to get into by myself because there's just so much of this conversation is so frustrating. So much of Friday's entire live feed bullshit was so frustrating to watch as a viewer. Like, I just, I hate it here. I really just hate it here. But ultimately, Lauren's tactics work. And Vince nominates Ava, Keanu, and Kelly for eviction. And this sets off what we can only kind of describe as the breakup of Vorgan. Because when Zingbot popped in, Zingbot made a zing towards Morgan, basically calling her Vince's girlfriend. And she has been spiraling ever since, basically. Doing everything in her power to make sure that it's not perceived like she is Vince's girlfriend, this, that, and the third. So you combine The Zing bot zings, which again, it should have been Vince's zing. Shouldn't have been Morgan's production. I think that's really unfair to Morgan, personally. But that's just me. But you combine the zing with Vince not putting up Lauren, and once again protecting Lauren, bending to Lauren's will yet again. And then you just add all of this together, and Morgan is just overcome with emotions. Friday night basically is Morgan being just pissed off at Vince doing everything in his power to get Morgan back and failing miserably, acting like the single biggest groveling, sniveling idiot I have ever seen. And it led to one of the most iconic quotes of this entire season.
Somewhere with her.
What? Vince, I don't understand why you feel like you have to hold her hand and walk her to the block for her. And sit her down and give her a blankie and a bottle. And pat her back while she's drinking the milk.
Bitch, Morgan, you ate. Morgan ate the fuck up with this. Morgan ate the fuck up with this. I loved every bit of it. I loved every bit of it. I just... Oh, God. I love this quote from Morgan. Because it's really true. Like, Lauren is just acting like going on the block is like the absolute worst fucking thing in the world. Mind you, she hasn't been up there yet. Everyone else has, except for Lauren. So, and the whole time that Lauren was reconvincing Vince to not put her on the block right before nominations happened, Morgan and Ashley could see the whole damn thing happening because they were all locked outside. And Morgan and Ashley agreed that at that point, 100%, if Lauren is on the block come eviction night, they're voting her out. Because, hello. And I have to say, props to Lauren here. Really, truly, and honestly, props to Lauren here. Because good on you for manipulating this 33-year-old unemployed man. Like, Vince just looks absolutely beyond pathetic here. Beyond pathetic. And it's gross to watch at this point. But they continue crashing out overnight. Vince has had to beg Morgan to sleep in the HOH bed with him the past 2 nights. Even though they're only looking for human connection. Only looking for human connection, but it's fine. Only human connection. Anyway. We go today for the veto. Only one person is not playing in the veto. And of course, the one person that's not playing in the veto is the one person that probably needs to win the veto this week the most, and that's Ashley. And I'm annoyed because I needed Ashley to win this veto. So that way she was 100% guaranteed to be safe. Unfortunately, she was not playing in this veto. But feeds came back. I'm not sure what exactly the veto was yet, but when everyone came back, they were wearing like polo shirts or something. So I'm not exactly sure what the veto was yet. But we did find out that for the 3rd week in a row, Morgan won the power of veto. I said it earlier in the season, but I was really hoping that if Morgan was able to turn her game around after the whole Mickey, situations, distancing herself from Mickey, which I think is one of the best moves she's made this season. I was really hoping to see her kind of beast out this back end of the game and really start winning a bunch of these comps when she absolutely needed to. This is a comp she absolutely needed to win. Because now Morgan holds the power of this week in her hands. I'm so happy for Morgan. And I'm seeing a lot of split stuff online about what Morgan needs to do with this veto. Morgan girl, if you can hear me, don't use the veto. Don't do it. Don't do it. I know that the potential of getting Lauren on the block looks really cute, but Vince is not going to fucking do it. He's too much of a pussy-footed little bitch to do that. So he's not going to do it. He has said that if Morgan uses the veto, he's putting Ashley up. And at that point, Ashley's going home. So, Morgan, don't use the veto. Don't use the veto. Please, for the love of God, don't use the veto. Don't use the veto. Please don't use the veto. Please don't use the veto. Don't do it. No. No, don't use the veto. Please don't use the veto. Please. Please don't use the veto. I hope not. But we'll see. If she does, there is a very high likelihood that she will use the veto on Keanu, because Keanu did choose Morgan to play in the veto. So that is also another caveat to think about as well. So, who knows? But that is where we currently sit in the house, post-veto ceremony. We will see what happens, but baby, this weekend has been absolutely nuts. I can't wait to come back on Monday with the panel and talk about it in full, but please let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I want to know everything you're thinking about this weekend, the end of this season, because it's actually gotten interesting again, kind of, sort of. So I'm really intrigued to see what y'all think. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share for all of your Big Brother coverage, as well as all of your competitive TV knowledge, because our competitive TV coverage, because if it's competitive and on TV, we are probably talking about it here at the Cup. Make sure to go get your Cup mug at lanagcreationsitsy.com. And from way, 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 way outside the Big Brother house, I've been Logan, and this is the Cup. Love only yourself, nobody else, unless it's Rachel Wiley and Will Williams. Love you both. Hope you're having the best time in the jury house for this week before you get 2 brand new house guests. And hopefully I hope it's Kelly and Lauren. I hope it's Kelly and Lauren on Thursday. Not for them, but for our sake. I hope it's Kelly and Lauren. Good night, house guests. Cheers. Bye.